It is really good.
All right, guys, so we are headed out to a little spot I used to go all the time. We're gonna go check that out. About to head over to the grocery store right now to go pick up some stuff. Already realizing that I forgot my cutting board, so I don't know, we'll make do. But that being said, let's go ahead and get to the grocery store. This area has been one of my favorite places to camp over the years. It has a hauntingly beautiful landscape covered with mountains, grass, dirt, and an absence of trees. Most of this is due to the second largest forest fire in Colorado history. This happened back in 2002, and the landscape has really never recovered. You will see a spattering of some trees here and there, but it is a great reminder of why burn bans do exist. The most ironic thing about this fire is that it was started by someone who actually worked in the U.S. Forest Service. This happened during a red flag warning and a total burn ban. It is sad to see that one person's actions could change the entire landscape for this area forever. Even 22 years later, this once forested area is still pretty much a desert. Alright, so I didn't get a chance to go too much in depth on what I'm doing here, but we're gonna make some quesadillas. I am snacking a little bit. This is like one of my favorite snacks on the road. Comes with like strawberries, blueberries, cheese, and these little candied almonds here. So good for a snack. A little bit of quesadillas on some whole wheat tortillas here. Little salsa. We got some more olive oil here. And these little mini sweet peppers. Some chicken breast. I just got one because that's all I need. So in a few minutes, we're going to go ahead and start cooking. I have just set up the hammock, and I love this combo right here because it perfectly clears it. And I don't have any legs, no legs for setup up here. Definitely the only awning I've had that's attached to the truck that I actually like. This is Kamek, and it's definitely not cheap, but I've had some really cheap ones before, and I never used them because they were so difficult. This one's super easy. I love this campsite though. It is kind of in this weird little area where there's rocks here on big one here, one below here, and this one right here, which is nice because it blocks wind. You are out in the open on this side right here, but it's really cool. It's got a lot of nice features. Can hop up on the rocks here and check out the cool little surroundings here. Now, unfortunately, this whole area, basically everything behind me there and all of that everything back here is all dead forest. It's really sad, but this is a really nice area. It is very peaceful and serene out here. Fortunately, because everything's kind of dead, there's not a lot of animals out here, which is, very sad, but at the same time, it's kind of nice for me when I'm camping and having a nice little peace of mind. But let's go ahead here in a few minutes and start cooking. All right, so let's get off of this hill. Oh. All right, so like I said before, I forgot completely my cutting board, which is so annoying because I'm testing out some new stuff over here from Gerber, some knives, and a stainless steel cooking set, which I love. I would normally use cast iron in the past because I like the way cast iron cooks, but there's really like 3 different types that I think are really great. One of which is going to be cast iron. I really like that. It's just very heavy and bulky. The second one is going to be stainless steel. This is what I use at home here, and I will try my best to get that out. That's stainless steel there. And the last one is going to be carbon steel, but carbon steel is just not something I've really messed with before, but it's very similar to cast iron. It sucks that I brought all this nice stuff to cook with, and I'm going to be using this as a cutting board because I screwed up and didn't bring my cutting board. So, yeah, I'm going to make sure I don't do that in the future. We're going to start off with this parchment paper, lay it down. We're going to go ahead and cut up some chicken, start cooking that. We'll move some stuff over and start cutting up peppers, prepping all that. But this should be a really simple, very quick setup as the sun is setting over there in the distance. We're losing light, but who cares? I'm not in any rush, guys. I am going to go ahead and set up the Devos Light Ranger over here. We'll have plenty of light. Let's go ahead and get started. Just barely putting pressure on here and it just cuts right into it. But we're going to go ahead and slice this up into strips. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off with a little bit of cayenne here, probably a little bit of garlic salt, and pepper here. Sometimes I forget how fast this Jetboil is, and it is already well enough hot. So the thing about stainless steel that's really cool is you kind of have to cook it at high heat. So you just drop a little bit of water on there, and if you see it bead up, then it is ready to go. So let's go ahead and start cooking that chicken. All right, so let's go ahead and test it. It's actually really good. I had a ton of leftovers, so I mixed all that up, chopped up some avocado. It is really good. sit right there. This is my other little kind of mix going on. But yeah, it's getting really cold. My fingers are going pretty numb here. I have a circulation issue in my hands, so my hands will go numb even in like 50 degrees, and it's in the 30s right now. And actually, funny enough, I'm looking 3, 2, 1. Technically, that is exactly the sunset. Weird that I looked at that exact time. But yeah, I've got the fire pit going, trying to warm up my hands here. But I'm gonna sit here and enjoy this and eat and watch the sunset over here. So it's actually really nice out here. I'm loving this. It's the ideal temperature. I mean, it's a little bit cold, but right now, I'm just gonna sit here, enjoy this food, crack open a beer here in a few, and just hang out by the fire. This is the same company I did the Mexican lager from, Upslope. Just a standard lager. Alright, so I am hanging out underneath the awning here with the fire going. Hopefully you can hear me over that fire, but it is getting a little bit late. I mean, not really. It's only like 9 something. However, it is daylight savings time today, and I do want to wake up for the sunrise. So I don't think I need to explain to you guys how daylight savings time works, but I am going to lose an hour tonight of sleep. So I'm definitely going to head to bed a little bit early tonight, finish off this beer. I'm going to go ahead and start the heated blanket here pretty soon. For the rest of the night, it's just going to be that heated blanket, and that is going to be my only source of heat today. It is probably about 21 degrees out, so it's not too bad. So I checked the weather before I came out here, and it's supposed to get down to the high teens tonight, so nothing too bad. It's probably in the 20s right now. I feel fine. A little bit cold, switched to some cold gear, but for the most part, I think I'm going to be fine sleeping in there tonight. It's just the heated blanket and the other comforter that I'm having on top of it, which is the Hest comforter. I think with those two, I'll be perfectly fine, even into the teens. All right, I'm going to go ahead and preheat this up because it does take a little bit to warm up. Once it warms up, it gets really, really warm, especially for a 12 volt. So, ahead and kick the DC on. Turn that on. It's already on 100. Good to go. And then by the time we get in here, this should be warm. It actually doesn't feel too terribly bad in here right now, considering it's very cold outside. A little trick of the trade, especially if you're doing a heated blanket, before you go to bed, before you get into bed, toss your pillow under the heated blanket so that it is warm when you get in there. Heated blanket heats the pillow. Good to go. So it's very blurry, but it's crazy. On this camera, you can actually see the dipper right there. That's wild. All right, so I just got in bed and the trick worked. The heat is nice in the blanket, at least. In this area, it's not that nice, but we're going to go ahead and throw down the comforter. So I'm going to use just this Hest and the Ignik, and should be good. I mean, I'm already feeling really great with this on 100, but I think I'll be perfectly fine with this. But I am super tired. I'm going to go ahead and set the Hest up, and it's pretty much lights out for me for the night. I'm going to get up pretty early to try to catch that sunrise, especially with daylight savings time, so I'm just going to go to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. It's 6:49.